In this video, we're going to continue with our composite shapes. In problem number 10, let's split this up into two shapes. Let's take this top part, and we can see that that is half of a sphere, or that is a hemisphere. And of course, the base of the hemisphere, this guy would be a cylinder. And I'm talking about this piece right here. All right, so for the formula for the hemisphere, well, it's half of a sphere, and it's asking us for the volume. So that's 1/2 the formula for the volume, which is 4/3 pi r cubed. Now, when we substitute in for the radius we can see is half of this 10, so the radius is going to be 5. All right, let's pick up our calculator, and we'll plug that in. So I have 1/2 times 4/3 times pi, and if I go ahead and let's see, times 5 cubed, that gives me 261.799. All right, for the cylinder, the volume of a cylinder is just base times height, and we see that the base is a circle, so that's pi r squared times h. When we substitute in, we have pi times 5 squared times the height, which is 6. And so let's see, pi times 5 squared times 6, and that gives me 471.239. When I add these two together to get the total volume, that gives me 733.04, and this is meters cubed because we're a volume. If you didn't work out the pi, if you left it just in terms of pi, I'm going to go ahead and give you the answer. It would be about 233.33 pi meters cubed. Okay, a couple more. Number 11, we have a small rectangular prism that's been cut from a larger rectangular prism. Okay, so this little guy in front has been cut out. We need to go ahead and find the volume of each of these, and then this time we'll subtract. So let's start with the large prism. And of course that's base times height. And the base is a rectangle, so it's length times width times height. Okay, so let's see, let's figure out what is the total length of this. Well, 18 plus 3 gives us 21. And the width, 3 plus 3 is 6, and then the height is 11. If we plug that into our calculator, 21 times 6 times 11 is 1,386. Now the small prism, same formula, base times height. And so this time the length is 3, the width is 3, and the height is 11. And so that's going to give us 99. When we subtract to find the difference, to find the remaining volume, that's 1,287 centimeters cubed. And our last figure, looks like we have a toilet paper roll, or a cylinder, on top of a box or a rectangular prism. Okay, so a cylinder, and let's see, we're trying to find total volume, is base times height. And the base is a circle, so that's pi r squared times h. Oops, I should have put that on that row, but that's okay. So pi times the radius is 4. Well, that would be a really large toilet paper roll, times the height of 8. And so 4 squared is 16. 16 times 8 would be 128 pi. If we wanted to write that as a decimal, it would be about 402.124. All right, for the rectangular prism, the formula is just base times height, and the base is a rectangle, so that's going to be length times width times height. And let's see, 14 times 8 times 12. 14 times 8 times 12 gives us 1344. And if we want to know the total, I'm going to add these two together. So 1344 plus 402.124 is about 1746.12, and this is going to be feet cubed. If you didn't work out the pi, you would just leave it 128 pi plus 1344 feet.